Robin Mitchell.
Robin Mitchell. And who are you?
I'm the youth minister for the McAllen Church of Christ in North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, in Arkansas, I've come a long way. So my understanding is that you've been doing some behind the scenes work to help the Crusade be all that it is at this point for 2025. So what has been your contributions in what area?
Sure. So my background is in engineering, and so I've been able to contribute to the tech support for the Crusade. I work with the media team, so all the work that has been done to help build the website, our social media presence, and also all the media that's taken place with registration and the contact cards that have gone out. I was all part of the media team. And of course, with the workshops that we've had, setting up the digital boards and information for the users to connect and be able to engage with the presenters this week.
Well, I imagine since this is 2025, the Crusade has been around a long time, and I'm sure technology and the aspect of technology in the Crusade itself has evolved over time. So why do you think that is important in something like this when we're here in person, live, we can talk to people, see people? Why is technology such a big aspect?
That's a great question. When you look back at the time when the Crusade started, there was a lot of print media, a lot of flyers, a lot of things that were taking place in the community that still are applicable today, but to reach the younger generation, those who are more engaged with social media, used to engage on their tablets and their smartphones and the like, it's better and easier to meet them where they are and to keep them engaged. So not only are flyers still important because you have a lot of people that aren't tech savvy, that don't rely on smartphones or tablets or computers of any kind. And so being able to engage with those who are technically inclined gives you greater relevance to that generation. So being able to easily access the Crusade's information on the website, being able to access the different activities that are taking place this week, whether in the field or in our nightly sessions that are being live streamed on Facebook and YouTube and on the website. So that gives us an opportunity to reach people that may not have necessarily been able to come out and be a part of the event, but can still get the message, can still get encouraged from the singing, can still be a part of the Crusade without actually being present. But the goal is to make you want to be present, to make you want to be a part of the engagement, feel the love and the encouragement and the vibe that we have going on. So it's definitely something you don't want to miss in person. It's good to see it on the screen, but it's so much better in person.
Yeah, you said a mouthful. I feel like you answered several questions at one time. You know, if we were to talk about the senior saints and some of those who may not be technology inclined, but there's the option for the print media. You talked about having both, but also maybe resisted to moving forward. And you really just explained why that's important and why both aspects are important. And so we talked to the young adults earlier. I talked to a 94-year-old woman who has been to Crusades before, and you just kind of bridge that together. And that's what's important, like being able to reach all people. And that obviously is why the technology and media department is so important, being able to reach people even outside of the Crusade, but of course making it so appealing visually that they want to be here. And so I feel like that answers all the questions that I was going to ask. But I do want to ask, so you said you're a minister in Arkansas. And I had talked to you before, and there was something else. You had another ministry outside of the actual church pulpit ministry. And what is that?
So that's my book, Inspire the Love You Desire, 30 Days of Love Tips. It's a couples devotional designed to bring couples closer together and deeper in love.
Okay. So when you say couples, you're talking about married folk?
Yes. Or if you're thinking about getting married. So it will help you realize whether or not you're committed enough to stick with it.
Wow.
So on my website, inspirethelove.com, I've got a radio program where I give you ideas of, are you prepared to be married? And that's that whole 5-day series. Are you prepared to be married? Are you spiritually prepared, emotionally prepared, mentally prepared, financially prepared? A lot of times we go into a wedding making all these grand plans just for the wedding day, but forget to plan for a love for a lifetime. And so it gives you that whole aspect. So whether you're just getting started in a relationship and thinking about getting married, or you've been together so long you're like furniture, you're just there. The goal is to bring you close together and deeper in love.
That's a good analogy. It makes me think about one more question though. A lot of times God gives more than one gift. He gives gifts. And so in something like this where you can get so involved in various aspects of ministry, how do you streamline for example, what you just talked about, I feel like we need to have that we need to have some of that, integrated. I mean, because we're even talking about, I just talked to a minister's wife. And so how they navigate relationship and how that could impact their evangelism. Like, we need to have some more insight about that. And seeing you do a workshop, I'm not in charge of that, but I'm just saying that made me think about, so you're into technology, you're also a minister. How do you decide what do you do? You can't do everything.
Sure. Prioritize. Right. Even though it's all important, but you have to decide what's important right now. Address what is needed immediately. And then if it's not an emergency, well, then let's prioritize when it can be put into play.
Okay.
So since the goal here is evangelism, getting the word out, sometimes people have a hard time hearing Jesus because they're too busy fighting with their spouse, too busy trying to figure out life at home, and hearing a word from the Lord may be a little challenging. So definitely that will help engage not only the challenges of life, how to deal with life, but also how to deal with life at home. So yes, there's a place for it. And this year my focus was just to make sure we're engaged from the technology perspective. Each year I try to give a little bit more as I can, but I've done workshops virtually, so that works out too.
Okay, and then there's that bridge, the technology and the ministry.
Right.
So yeah, you said a mouthful. I appreciate you taking the time from your busy schedule. A lot is going on. You still got responsibilities back home, so appreciate you being here and the support that you've given to the Crusade to make it all that it is this year.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. I enjoyed it.